Okay, I think I'm finally out of this last month of hell on Amazon. There's just so many problems, like problem. But I think we're finally out of it, and feels good. Does feel good. Whenever you do something hard, get through it and do it anyway, it feels good. So let me start by saying this. I went out of stock, and you're about to learn what happens when you go out of stock. If you haven't been through that yourself yet, or if you have been, here's what happened to me this past time. Throw up our sales since April 1st. Okay, just to give you some context. You see kind of what was happening for then, 30, 50 units a day on average. And then we hit kind of this period here. It's April 19th, April 18th, and bam. Or zero. The reason for these 3 days is we had like no inventory. Like things were filtering around, and we had like 6 units, 3 units, so we couldn't really sell anything. And so what happened here on this day is I, closed the listing. And without giving too much away, I was able to get the listing into a condition where like the sales rank wouldn't be getting damaged too bad. Some of my students will know this story in a little bit more depth, but for the sake of YouTube, we got a stock for about 5-6 days. Okay. Finally get some more inventory in. And what ends up happening, I'm going to put this right at the beginning of the video because I know a lot of you want to see this. We do recover very quickly. So by the way, this first 4 days here, we don't have ads running. Okay. So 0 ads are running. So we went up to 20 and then like 30 units. And then I turned on ads and we hit a 40 and then a 60 unit day. Now, you thought that was bad, going out of stock for a week, and that's where the story ends. Nope, that's where it begins. Let me first tell you why we went out of stock, because that's kind of embarrassing, shouldn't have happened. Okay, as an established seller with this product, been selling for a year, doing great, and we're heading into our peak season. Okay, about 3 weeks of inventory left. It's time to place an order again. Now, being a made in the USA seller, I only have to send in inventory with a lead time of about 10 days. So it doesn't take any time, hardly any time at all, to get things packed and sent to Amazon. It's really usually a very quick process, and the turnaround's very quick. So at 3 weeks out, we're still leaving a buffer zone of about 12 days in there of stock, right? That's assuming, things already get distributed. There's a pretty good zone in there, window for things to go wrong. So we wouldn't think anything would go wrong. But here's what starts to happen. So I started to make the shipment at about, 21 days out, 20 days out. And I noticed that Amazon's asking us to send to a warehouse we've never sent to before. And it's looking like it's going to be impossible to get the warehouse we want to send to. And it ultimately was. Now, granted, I know there's some softwares out there that you can use and pay for to route to any specific warehouse. But just the old-fashioned way, making a Seller Central shipment, I was not able to fix this problem. I even waited 24 hours and then 48 hours to try and make the shipment and see if the algorithm would change and some spots would open up, but nope, I was pretty much stuck. Now here's the deal. Normally when shipping to my normal warehouse, it's in the same state as my manufacturer, which is great. It makes a lot of sense, right? So I have to pay only pennies to ship my units. And my units aren't that small either. I have a very good shipping cost for my product size. And to be more specific, it's about 26 cents on average. Now, what happens when I have to ship 1,200 miles away? And that's the closest warehouse I'm seemingly able to get. Well, looks like this round of shipment, my shipping cost is going to 4.7x. I'm going to be paying a lot more per unit to ship my product. If that was the only issue, I would eat it. Okay, whatever. I sell my product for $35. An extra $1 in expenses isn't going to hurt me that bad. I can deal with that this one time. So I go ahead, accept that shipment, and everything gets labeled and sent out the door. Now, normally when you're in the same state, a shipment arrives near instantaneously within the next 24 or 48 hours, and then it's getting checked in, distributed. FC transfers are done within a week. This shipment said it would only take 3 days to arrive, 4 days to arrive, and it did not arrive for 10 days. Now, knowing that distance and those logistics, I'm not even quite sure how that was possible. It must have been sitting somewhere for a very long time, because that distance is a distance that a truck driver can cover in a day and a half. I was not expecting that. And to make a long story short, when it did arrive, Amazon took a while to start spreading out that inventory too. So we couldn't just sell it once it arrived. It had to go through FC transfers, which took another 4 days. So our typical time to send in a shipment plus our buffer zone was completely annihilated, and we actually went about a week without being able to sell any inventory, which was pretty lame. Now that opportunity cost alone, with the amount of revenue and sales that this product does, was like an $8,000 mistake in sales and roughly $2,500 in profit that I'm not going to be seeing because of that. And so you're thinking, okay, that was probably Hell Week, you're good now. Nope, because guess what? My business bank debit card, under which the Seller Central account subscription is being paid for, expires right on the day we come back in stock. We are instantly hit with a notification that we are at risk of deactivation. Everyone's seen that scary message, I'm sure, if you've sold on Amazon before. And if you haven't, well, I hope you never have to see it. So we have to verify the information. Should be no big deal. Well, I use a virtual business address for my bank account. The address of my business is not my home address. It is, a place that I can pay for a subscription cost to use that address as my business address. After signing into that account, I realized they have not scanned mail to me in many months. So there's something wrong with that account, which means that my debit card that I need to get to reactivate is not in my possession. It's lost. I don't have it. Okay. So I need to call my bank and get another card issued. Thankfully, they were able to send it to my home address, and I'm actually able to get my hands on it, and we're able to enter that into Amazon Central, and we're all good. No, we're not good, because guess what Amazon wants to do? They want to verify, because something went wrong, my business address. And how do they want to verify the business address? They want to send a piece of mail with a pin on it. But my business address is having some technical difficulties. No one can seem to figure out where my mail is going. I call them. They're like, technically it looks good. It looks fine. We asked them. They said, no, they don't have anything. I don't know what's happening there. Still have to figure that out, by the way. So now Amazon says, if you do not enter this pin within 7 days, your account will be at risk of deactivation. So I now take that opportunity cost that I mentioned to you and multiply it by infinity. The account that hosts my brand, my product that sells $40K a month, makes about $10K a month in profit, I'm being told, can be deactivated. After many exchanges back and forth with Amazon, which were seemingly their solution was delete your account and make a new one. Oh, thank you. Very good advice. Magically, after explaining it back and forth, logging into Seller Central one day, the verification was taken care of. So by the grace of God, I was saved and the account is fine. The thing is not going to be sent. I don't need to verify my address. It was automatically updated. And upon refreshing, we're now a week after that and we are golden. Everything seems to be okay. So after that storm, here we are. We're back up and running. Definitely took some hits. You can see we're down 30% over the last 30 days, obviously, because we're out of stock. Had to, come back into stock and then build our momentum. And, we're seemingly back, right? It's 4 p.m. We've done $800 in sales. Should be able to get up above $1,000 in sales again today. And by this weekend, be doing our normal $2,000 in sales, which would be now consistently hitting our normal sales numbers. But this weekend, should be able to do our normal $2,000 in sales and crush it on for all our weekend warrior customers. Yeah, that was my Amazon FBA month from hell, and I think I'm out of it. And the good news is that my second SKU's packaging is done, which means that we can fire up the presses and get about 5,000 custom packages made, which will be sent straight to my manufacturer, who's ready to load them, and we will be packing SKU number 2 for my brand. I'm so excited. We're doing $40K a month in the current market that I'm in, and I'm expanding and launching another product that has, in my mind, even higher potential. So very excited for that. I'll obviously be documenting that here on the channel, but thanks so much for watching and listening to me rant. Hopefully you got something out of that, if not just a good story of someone complaining. But be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.